I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, has everybody had a chance to look at the agenda? Any changes to anybody?
Technically, we have to go back and open the meeting officially. I guess we just say,
We open the meeting at 6 o'clock, then we get the pledge of allegiance.
just making sure.
Yeah, and now we'll approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, there's been a motion to approve the agenda and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Well, no alderman, I see.
Jamie, you want to be an alternate?
Jamie.
Jamie, want to be the mayor?
You interested?
Okay, so we'll skip, we did 4, 5. So now we need a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of Tuesday, June 18th.
Make a motion to approve regular meeting minutes of Tuesday, June 18th, 2024.
I'll second
Okay, there's been a motion to approve the minutes of June 18th. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public input. Anybody? I did talk to Dave today. I did get contacted and we got it all resolved. There was a question about the park shelter. So I went and looked at it and it was all cleaned up. But a comment was made they had to clean it before they went in. Well, part of the problem is our janitor couldn't get here because it was in flood.
Oh, sure.
So, but it's we posted again today about make sure you take your garbage out. So I think we took care of that problem. And I went down and checked the bathroom and then I just talked to Dave. I found out today that one of the bathrooms is broke, the women's.
The
So
toilet or the sink?
you can't even go in there.
Oh, okay.
So that part is closed.
Like the door is broken. type of thing,
No,
or-
I think it's plumbing, isn't it?
Oh,
it. Something to
okay.
do with the plumbing, and it's something that they had fixed once before, and it takes some parts from one toilet to make the other one work, and they've just been kind of fighting it all spring.
Gotcha. So that, just so you're aware of that. But I think that's all public input at this point. Okay, legal updates, well, if he comes, then maybe we can go back to that one. Okay, so we're going to the Premier Bank drive-up window.
And
You've had some time to think about it.
when Austin gets here, he can explain to you more on the process for the drive-up procedure for the vacating of the sidewalk piece.
Oh, okay.
I'll let him explain it more when he gets here for sure, but just so you know, he did research it because there he is. Perfect timing, sir. Just got to the Premier Bank.
Perfect.
So if there's any other legal updates you have before that.
No, I don't have anything else. I don't have any legal updates besides what we're chatting about. As far as Premier Bank is concerned, I drafted a petition for them. So there's no legal method for us to essentially sell that portion because technically it's a right-of-way and it's dedicated to public use. So the only way we would be able to do it is if they submitted a petition for a vacation. So I did such. And then after that, what happens is it goes to us. It doesn't need to go to the city council, but essentially what we do is we submit it and file it with the auditor down at the county. And then at that point, we would publish notice. We have to publish it for 2 consecutive weeks, and then probably won't be the next city council meeting, but it would be the first one in August. hear it, and then take a vote on whether to vacate it or not.
I have had some discussion to me that does not want it to happen, but it's more personal reasons probably than anything. But the one concern, and I talked to Dave about it today, and maybe it's something we could, if we decide to do it, is they understood the last time at the meeting, the people who came to me, was that there was no commitment that they would leave the street alone. That they could go into the street with the curb and gutter and make it bigger. I understood they would not. So, how does that?
So the vacation itself in the petition, it has the proposed spot. They would only get up
To the
until
street.
the street.
Okay.
So where the existing curb is. They
Okay.
wouldn't get,
Anything.
it would exhaust the rest of the right of way that's there. We're only vacating the portion that they're requesting.
Okay, okay, so that would answer that question. And what was the other one? Something else. Oh. And I don't know if this would be something we'd want to do, but just say in the event the bank would sell out and go to somebody else, could there be a stipulation that it goes back to the city? No, it could not. Okay. So then whatever would go into that still gets that.
You would have
part.
to rededicate that portion to public use. Now, essentially what would happen is it would be replatted after vacation. They would own that portion that would be vacated.
Okay,
I mean, we could, depending on if it was another business that would prefer a sidewalk there, we could always approach them right at that time and say, would you be okay with the city taking this back over and putting sidewalks in there?
You could
right?
always do that if you want.
okay, okay. That was just a thought I had
Yeah,
in case, you know, you never know what 50 years down the road we do, but,
sure.
so that was one of my questions. Jamie, do you have any questions?
Nope,
I did bring my notary seal.
you did? You okay if I sign it?
So for right now then, we just wait,
We'll just wait.
wait.
There's no official action the city can take right now.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Put that together.
Okay, so for now.
I'll get that published next week and the week after, and we can set the public hearing. Do you want to do it at the first meeting in August, or do you want to do a meeting prior to, because there's a little bit more of a gap than normal between the second meeting in July, so it's basically like 3 weeks.
I'm okay to wait. There's just so much going on.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but there's so much going
So
on.
we plan on the public hearing that first Tuesday in August, which would be Tuesday, August 6th would be the public hearing for it.
Jamie, is there any reason that that's not okay?
Nope, that'll work. That'll work.
Okay, so we will move on to approving posting public utilities technician position.
So I did have a question about this, since it's a full-time position, I just want justification as to what the responsibilities would be year-round to actually fulfill 40 hours.
So I talked this over with Lonnie, going back and forth between full-time or full-time seasonal.
Yeah.
His rationale was with the maintenance on equipment over the winter time, reducing the amount of contract labor for snow removal, and just the added stuff that they have going on at the sewer plant, and everything else. He saw that he didn't see any issues with keeping, another person full-time busy enough. And just taking the the workload and spreading it more evenly out between the three guys.
So, in the meantime, I mean, we'll publicize this, but we don't know how soon this is gonna happen.
Well, it can't happen in this budget year. There's nothing.
Oh, so it won't happen in this budget year now.
So does it make sense to post it now if we can't hire anybody this year? I mean,
Because there's nothing there for their benefits, there's nothing there for,
It'll be, I mean, we can either post it with, starting January 1. We can refine the job description and come up with a plan to fill the gap in the meantime. But I wanted to bring this forward to you guys with being short-staffed, as an option to fill the gap or at least get that discussion started.
I mean, it can be posted even as part-time, with opportunity to become full-time. Per, it's July, so a 6-month review, even. if there's a lot of- I'm not saying that it can't be full-time, I'm just saying that there's nothing to support it.
So it could support it part-time. Don't
I
you
mean-
think?
Yeah, I think we can.
Yeah.
I kind of like that idea to post it as a part-time with potential, or, I guess I don't know how you word it, but
It would
as
just
long
be an
as.
interview.
Yeah. Because then they still get some help for the time being, and then we can make it a full-time position next year.
And I feel Lonnie should probably be a part of this.
What's that?
Lonnie should be a part of it, don't you think?
For the interviews or? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He knows the job for it better than anyone, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, he would be the main interviewee and, I'd just be kind of sitting in as a second person.
What pay rate were we?
I left that blank on the agenda because I didn't know what your guys' thoughts were. With where the other two guys are, my thought was start, that 18 to 20, somewhere in that range. I feel like that would be competitive for that entry level position. And kind of judge that based, that where they set at based on what the experience they would bring. But it's totally up to you guys what your thoughts are too. So.
For your guys' reference, the guys who just mow make $15.75, or they make 16, I can't remember if it's 6%, but I don't know too. And then the assistant superintendent makes 22, correct?
Yes.
That would sit right below it.
That sounds reasonable. So would it change, would the hourly rate stay the same, part-time to full-time then?
Yeah, it would be the benefits that would change.
Right.
Because city employees, their benefits are covered.
Right.
I guess if we're gonna hire another person and be paying them on a year-round basis, I wanna see some things getting done. And I won't be have things in the budget, or money in the budget to get it done. I don't want them sitting around doing nothing.
I don't think so, but I do think it'll also alleviate some of the older gentlemen who are mowing, who really probably shouldn't be operating equipment anymore.
Well, there's a good likelihood of at least one or two of those gentlemen not coming back next summer from what I've kind of just early conversations, just to kind of get those thoughts in their head to let us know ahead of time. Just because, they are up there in age and it is getting more difficult for them to operate the bigger mowers and stuff. And it's a lot for them to keep up, keep that pace up to, with the wet year we've had, to keep up with the mowing and the weeds and tree trimming and everything else. It's been a lot for them to keep up.
And a lot of rain and bad sewer issues. The sewer is kind of a bigger concern right now.
But I do think you'll see like that, like the things getting done, I think you'll be able to see that in the contract work. Because like right now, like contracting for like the streets and stuff, now we have the equipment, but you still have to have 2 people to run it. And if they had 3 people, then 2 people can run the equipment and 1 person could drive loads. If that makes sense. So things like that, I think you'll be able to see, because otherwise, like, for 1 person to run it, they have to, like, go a little ways, get off of it, and move some knobs, and then get back on it, and then keep going. It just, like, takes a lot of time. So I think, like, the efficiency and, like, the capabilities of what they'll be able to get done would improve.
Well, I just want to, if we're gonna pay out that kind of money a year, I just want them to be utilized. And I want to see them out there working.
Yeah, and even like other
I'm driving
things.
around in a vehicle, I want to see them working.
Yeah. Like just bringing the water test to Sioux Falls, even things like that, just the time it takes to drive up there.
Oh, they do that how many times? Every day?
Lot.
I honestly, I don't know. It's multiple, I think it's multiple times a week.
Yeah.
In the
And
summer,
that's a
isn't it in the summer? It's a summer.
That would be a
thing.
question for Lonnie and his group. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
it's every other day.
Yeah.
But it's almost half a day by the time they pull the lab samples, prep them, drive up to Sioux Falls, drop them off, and get back. It takes almost half a day.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, I guess. And that 18 to 20 range is kind of what we're thinking.
I think that's our,
I would like if we could just put it for the August agenda so that I can look through it with you for the budget. If that's all. I would feel more confident
That'd be one of my concerns too.
advising.
Yeah.
I hate to see people's taxes going way up.
so we will wait till August.
The first meeting in August.
Okay, so moving on, we need, number 11, the ordinance 202407, amending chapter 8.01, general provisions, second reading. Need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2024-07, amending chapter 8.01, general provisions. This is the second reading.
I'll second.
There has been a motion and a second to approve ordinance 2024/07, amending chapter 8.01, general provisions, second reading. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we will move on to number 12. Ordinance 2024.08, ordinance amending ordinance 5.02, animals to provide for the keeping and maintaining of chickens.
So I worked with Austin and Sam on this one. Since I started, I've had a number of people asking about, what they can and can't do with keeping chickens. I've noticed that there are more and more people in town that have them. We just didn't have anything in the books, although everybody's been told for years, the only thing is they can have 6, but they can't have any roosters. But there was nothing on the books that I was able to find. So working with Sam and Austin, they helped me put this together, just just to cover us. It is pretty comprehensive. We did take a lot of knowledge and background from other cities that have done this in the past. So if you'd like to read through that, or I can read it to you if you have any questions.
I just want to clarify, make sure I'm understanding. So when it says that fowl are not considered pets, that does not count towards the total amount of pets allowed, correct?
Correct. This would be separate, so they would still be able to have the number of dogs, cats, whatever, yes.
Okay.
This would be separate from that.
Perfect.
And this is for anybody who does it going forward.
Correct.
So do you have a list of everybody who has chicken?
There's nothing in city ordinance that requires them to notify the city that they have them or they don't. So it's just you hear things or you hear them, you know, when you're at somebody's house or something like that.
I was just questioning if somebody came to you and they're like, well, I already have that.
No, I've just been asked about, they wanted to get one or, you know, get some, what are the rules and stuff like that. So it's more of inquiries or they are getting them, whether they do or not, you know, they don't come and report back, so.
I don't know if they're already in town, but does that mean that anyone who had a rooster prior to this is grandfathered in to keep their rooster?
They can't have a
Does
rooster.
anybody have a rooster? I don't.
We did.
I'm
We
not
did several years ago, but I think it died.
Yeah, I'm not aware of anybody that has any, but I'd have to defer that to
I
you.
would say no.
Yeah.
And even regardless, even if it's allowable, I would still say a rooster would qualify as a nuisance.
Because didn't we have one a couple years ago?
Yes.
And
Last year?
Oh, I'm thinking of a different one.
The
I'm
police did
thinking
have to
3
give
years
them a
ago.
warning and
Yeah.
say, no, you can't have a
I'd say
rooster.
regardless, you can go in and update that as a nuisance.
Yeah, it was. It was a nuisance. Okay, so we need a motion for this, amending this ordinance 5.01 animals to provide for the keeping and maintaining chickens.
I guess I do just have a couple questions, because like, so anything that goes against this, if they've already had it, is not a violation?
No, I think, no. If somebody violates this, in addition, they need to get a permit from the city under this. So, I mean, I don't see a fee associated with the permit, but
No, we talked about, Sam and I talked about a fee or something associated with that. And then ultimately, we decided against adding a fee to a permit for it, just as, you know, we felt it would be a deterrent, and that was not what we wanted to do. We just wanted to have some sort of guidance in. But I think the only thing that it would stop was if you had a rooster, that would be under the nuisance violation in the other ordinances.
I just wanna make sure, since our code enforcer is really cracking down, and like myself, we have 10 chickens, 12.
So the code enforcer that we hired is only going to do property maintenance code. That's all they do. So this would be more of a
city decision.
city issue. The neighbor calls and complains. We have to send somebody out. And in our case, because we don't have a city hired code enforcer for other codes besides property maintenance, it would be, we would have to have one of the deputies that's come to town and investigate and go based off of that.
Or like my neighbor, their coop is open, their whole backyard, but they're fenced in.
Yeah, if they're fenced in, there's not a lot you're gonna be able to do about it.
That's what I was just
Yeah, if
questioning.
it's not causing a nuisance to neighbors, et cetera, not a lot you're gonna be able to do about that. Now, if they use them and they keep bringing them in, then yeah, they're gonna be subject to this.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. Because in a sense, it's no different from cats, because cats we don't have any accountability for cats either.
Well, technically, according to this
Technically,
though,
we-
you're not supposed to have any more than 5 animals total, which, by the way, I think is kind of ridiculous. I don't think you should be able to limit that. If I have 2 hamsters for each of my children, then I can only have 2 of my cats after that. Like, I kind of think it's ridiculous personally, but technically, cats are supposed to be counted towards the pet total though, right?
And they're only registered if they're, by ordinance, cats are only registered with the city if they're outside from greater than 50% of the time. So, dogs are the only animals that have to be registered regardless. But cats only have to be registered if they're outside 50%. So it's kind of a faith-based, keeping track of the number. Up until the point where the neighbor calls and says, Granny Smith next door has 35 cats living in her house and it stinks like urine, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, there's several, I think.
Okay, so is there a motion for ordinance 2024/08? Amending ordinance 5.02 animals.
I'll make a motion to amend ordinance 5.02 animals to provide for the keeping and maintaining of chickens.
I'll second it.
There's been a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and 1. Okay. Motion carried.
There was an A on there? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said I.
Motion carried. Okay, we will move on to number 13, the city pool update.
Yes, the city pool. I spoke with our contractor yesterday. He has been up in Canton working to help clean up. It was quite the mess up there. He was supposed to be back either yet today or tomorrow to start work again. I asked him for, a completion date, kind of pushing. Weather pending, he is really optimistic he should be able to get it done by July 19th. Not gonna hold my breath, but I'm gonna try and remain optimistic that we can get that done. With that, the Beersford mayor and manager of the Beersford pool had reached out to me. Last night, the Beersford City Council voted and approved hiring some of our lifeguards. They will need to apply just like they would here. But if they are looking for work, because the Beersford pool is still shorthanded, especially with their water safety instructors. So talked to Darla, we did put the message out to the lifeguards that if they so choose, Beersford is open to hiring some of them for, to get some hours. They would just need to contact the Beersford City office to apply. So,
Kind of said to him, we hope you'd still consider us, but yet, I don't blame him.
yeah.
I mean, they're 6 weeks out with no work. So, I mean, but they have to go to the city council then their next meeting before they can work. So
Right.
that's gonna put it about right when we are.
Correct. The other thing that I was asked to pass on is Beersford is opening up their punch cards for the city pool. Typically, I think it's just open to Beersford residents, but they are opening that up to all Alcester residents. For anybody that would want one, and a 10-day punch card is $30. And then if we are able to work out with Mr. Reed on busing some kids over there, they are more than happy to accommodate that. They just would like us to give them a heads up before we drop the kids off, so.
I was thinking about that after we talked today, and I am not against that, but I think public needs to know, once our pool opens, we are not busing them to Beersford.
Correct.
That would end, so. And I'm still not sure about the supervision.
That's what is this any kid in town? Is this through the summer school program? Is this just anybody?
That's the thing.
Their word to us was, all they said was if we wanted to bus kids over there, just like Canton has been doing in the last couple of summers. I don't know how they've worked it out in Canton, getting their kids down to Beersford, but it would basically be up to us. They just asked that if we decide to do this, that we let them know.
That's the way I gathered, because I was there last night for the meeting, and I think they just threw that out there because Keaton's done it in the past. I don't know how Keaton's done it.
Yeah.
But that was essentially.
I wonder if maybe we could reach out to Canton to get some of the details on how they've been doing that.
My only concern would be liability. Whose liability would it be if there was an accident?
Right.
Well, that's the,
School bus and school.
it'd be the school's bus and the school's driver.
Bus and driver, so they would be liable as far as that. Now, if we're providing supervision on this, then anytime they're off of the bus, I would say we at least need to have a supervisor monitor the kids. Good thing about a pool is we're going to stay in the pool area, and it's pretty well monitored anyway. So if something were to happen at the Beersford pool, it'd still probably be on Beersford's employees.
So we'll just see. I saw a couple lifeguards and I asked them what they thought. At this point, they are not going to do it. But I think it's going to be your WSI people that they really need. So,
And that was specifically brought up last night. their new session starts in like 2 or 3 weeks. They have a few WSI people that you know.
Yeah, I think that's where, how many do we have, Dave? WSI? 3?
5, I think.
Oh, we do have that many, okay.
I have to look at the list again to be sure. But it's 5. And then with that, last meeting, Darla had mentioned the possibility of, with, you know, most likely at least half the season gone for our pool. Darla came in, we looked at the family and individual pool pass rates, and came up with the adjusted rate of $42 for the season for the family pass and $20 for the individual.
It's about half, because they've missed half the season.
So we just need to approve the amendment.
So we just need a motion to approve amending 2024 resolution of fees to reduce the annual pool pass fees to $42 for a family, $20 for an individual.
I'll make a motion to approve amending the 2024 resolution of fees to reduce the annual pool pass fees to $42 for a family and $20 for an individual.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion has been made to approve amending the 2024 resolution fees for the swimming pool annual pass to $42 for a family, $20 for an individual. Any more discussion? Anybody have on that? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we'll go on to approve emergency funds for assistance of flood disaster relief efforts. You want to explain it, Dave, or?
You want to start?
Okay. Dave got contacted, is it 2 weeks ago? Or just a week ago? Can't remember how long the flood has been. Anyway,
Seems like a long time.
he got contacted from Leanne Heesch, right?
Initially, it started with the Hudson Fire Auxiliary.
Right, wondering if Alcester would contribute to the flood disaster in just Hayward or Northwest Iowa?
Hayward, Rock Valley, Northwest Iowa in general.
And they needed the relief now, not in 2 weeks like today. So Dave went ahead, you want to kind of explain what you did, Dave?
Yeah, so I got a list of things that they were most dire need of. Put it out on Facebook asking for people to donate. And then on top of that, went to Total Stop and got it's toiletries, pet items, diapers, formula, the things that they needed immediately. Water, Powerade, you know, it was hot and humid afterwards. Probably you can see what it was. And brought that over to Hudson. They had a 9 by 20 foot trailer that then they were taking it the long route across the border and getting it to Rock Valley and Hayward.
But at the time, he was going to do it from his own generosity, and I said, no, as a city, I feel we need to stand behind this. Because if it was us in that situation, the cities around us would support us also. So, we just need a motion to go ahead and pay this amount out of the city budget, correct? So you can look at it first before we do that.
Where would it come from?
Probably general.
There's a
I was over there today, and it does just about make you sick till you crack around.
I drove through on Sunday and
And there's many homes now that have been condemned. They are red, there's red things on their house is gone. And makes you think.
yeah.
What was it total there? Out of there? 15 something, wasn't it?
151006. Wait. Is this through the city credit card?
No, it's on the charge account.
It shouldn't be tax-free.
The gal that was there was kind of confused and flustered because they were shorthand, they only had one person working, and there was like 7 people behind me. And the tax will come off. It's just, she just needed to check me out and get me out of there so she could get caught up.
They can take it off retroactively though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then the value would be 1421.90.
So any discussion more about it? What you guys think? Still looking for it's
Yeah, I
gonna
can't find where I found it earlier.
Oh, I think it's great that we help them out.
I think we just need to find the proper place to take it from.
We've all got friends, and I've got relatives. It could be us someday, that's the main
Yeah,
thing.
it might not be flood, but it could be sewer.
It could be a
Tornado,
tornado, you don't
yeah.
know.
I would hope if we were in that predicament, they would come to our aid.
I'll make a motion to approve emergency funds for the assistance of the flood disaster relief efforts.
I'll second it.
There's been a motion and a second to approve emergency funds for the flood disaster. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, now we'll move on to the wastewater treatment plan. We need to approve the change order number 9.
So they weren't able to be here. Michael was unavailable to get here, and Tanya is on vacation. So they just wanted me to mention that this is, this change order is, basically it's credit back there was repairs that were planned in a previous change order that did not need to be done.
Oh, that's good news.
So it's a result in a deduction of costs of $8,356.70.
Okay, so is there a motion to approve change order number 9 from the sewer plant?
I'll make a motion to approve change order number 9 on the sewer plant.
I'll second it.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay. We'll go on to B, approve A application number 14 to Industrial Process Technology, an amount of $604,742.34 for work done through June 20th, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve the application number 14 to Industrial Process Technology in the amount of $604,742.34 for the work done through June 20th of 2024.
I'll second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second to approve application number 14 to Industrial Process Technology in the amount of $604,742.34 for work done through June 20th. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The next one is to approve payment to Banner invoice number 42772 in the amount of $20,832.04 for work done through June 22nd, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve payment of Banner Associates invoice number 42772 in the amount of $20,832.04 for work done through June 22nd, 2024.
I'll second it.
There has been a motion and a second to approve Banner Associates invoice number 42772 in the amount of $20,832.04 for work done through June 22nd, 2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we'll go on to sewer collection system improvements, phase 1. This is what you talked with us about the last time, right? It will be to approve payment of Banner Associates invoice number 42771 in the amount of $4,453.80 for work done through June 22nd, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve payment of Banner Associates invoice 42771 in the amount of $4,453.80 for work done through June 22nd, 2024.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded to approve payment Associates invoice number 42771 in the amount of $4,453.80 for work done through June 22nd, 2024 to Banner Associates. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. The next one, to approve advertisement of bid for the cleaning and televising of the sanitary sewer collection system in town. There hasn't been any changes there, has there, Dave?
No, schedule is the same as she had mentioned before. It'd be, once approved, it would be published next week and the following week. Bids would have to be in by August 1st, and then they would be read here at the next, first meeting in August.
August, okay. So is there a motion to approve the advertisement for bid?
I'll make a motion to approve advertisement of bid for cleaning and televising of the sanitary sewer collection system.
I'll second it.
There's been a motion and a second for advertising for the bid and cleaning of our sewer collection system. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, the next one is, do we need a motion for that?
I don't know how you've done it in the past, but,
Since I did for the street.
Downtown Midway. Yeah, he has his fireworks this week. One next
so,
one.
yep, my wife and I will be hosting our annual fireworks show on Friday night. Last year, I had talked to Chief Thompson at the time, inquiring about closing the street just because we have more kids and we have a lot of kids' fireworks and just to kind of alleviate safety concerns and stuff. Worked out really well. Just hoping to get the approval from the council to close section of our street again. It would be from the corner of Anderson and Lincoln Drive up to just past my neighbors at 503 and 504 Anderson, from like 3 o'clock in the 3 o'clock in the afternoon until we take the cones down right at 11 o'clock at night when we're done.
So do we just need a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve the road closure request for Dave and Lisa Hodgson for their annual fireworks display.
I'll second.
There has been a motion to approve closing Dave and Lisa Hudson's part of the street at the corner of Anderson and Lincoln Drive to halfway up Anderson Drive for the 4th of July. No, July 5th, July 5th, at approximately 3 o'clock. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Are you just informing like the fire department then, or to get the
They already
site, to
know.
get the roadblocks?
Last year, Lonnie just told me to come over and grab them.
Okay.
But I let the sheriff's department and the fire department both know that if approved, that it would be happening. And they just said, yeah, just update us once, for sure.
Okay, the next we'll go on to finance officer. We just need a motion to approve the June warrants.
I'll make a motion to approve the June warrants.
I'll second it. Then a motion and a second to approve the June warrants. Any discussion from anybody? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Dave, do you?
Yeah, just a couple of quick reminders. This Thursday and Friday, July 4th and July 5th, city office will be closed for the Independence Day holiday. And then the other big piece is earlier this year, everybody was mailed the lead-free South Dakota water customer survey. We've had somewhat decent response. I have about 75 of them back. Between 75 and 100, I haven't counted for a little while. We have to have, the city has to have our spreadsheet of the customer data, the city's data. We have to have it complete and sent to the state by October 14th.
I have a couple questions.
Yeah,
One, so this is mandatory.
it is mandatory. It is being directed to the state and then to us by the federal government.
Okay. And the reason I ask that is because I've had some concerns. Is this going to, if they do report that they do have lead pipes, is this going to require them to make costly home renovations?
So the directive on what happens next isn't 100% clear yet.
Okay.
I do have a frequently asked questions thing that I was able to find. It's going to fall on this, from what I read, and again, it's not 100%, and that came from the South Dakota Water folks, is they're not 100% sure who's gonna all pay for it, but there is gonna be probably, most likely, some cost to the homeowner, some cost to the city. He did talk about federal and state grants being available to cover those costs because they know that it is going to be a huge cost. But that portion of the directive is not 100%. Right now, they're concerned with getting an inventory and identifying where the lead lines are so they can determine how big of an issue it is. And then from there, kind of figure out what the costs are going to be and then move on from there. They've been doing lead testing on the water source for quite a few years. I'm not aware of any positive issues with that. I'd have to talk to Dan, Lonnie and stuff and look at the reports that we've gotten back. There are some lead homes that have lead still in town. And I know there's a specific way that they test the parts per million and all that stuff, and there's you have to test it at a certain time of day during a certain time of the year and stuff like that. I don't know if it would be just continue to monitor for now and add, those homes to that testing requirement, or remediate immediately. It's not 100% sure yet. So, but we have to get these surveys back from people. Are we going to get 100% compliance, and can we force them to comply? No, we can't. But we need to highly encourage these people to get the surveys back to us. So if you can spread the word, I'm going to put links to the survey online, on our Facebook page, on our website, stuff like that. I hesitate to do another mass mailer because it's not cheap. And then if anybody has questions about it, if they bring a picture of their line from where it comes into the house, between that and the water meter, if they can bring that in, I can help them fill out the survey, but we have to have the picture too.
Are there certain, like, age frames of houses that are more likely to have them?
Anything past 1987
Okay.
is, because it was 85, 87 timeframe when they banned lead.
Okay.
So any home built after 1987 will most likely, even the documents say most likely not have it, but they're still required to submit the survey to get that data on the inventory.
Sure. Thanks. Sorry about all the questions.
Yeah, you'll be seeing these going up around town again, and seeing it on the website, Facebook page, stuff like that. But if you talk to anybody and they have questions, they can come in. I will answer it to the best of my knowledge, or direct them to the website where the South Dakota lead-free service website dedicated to just that.
I've had a few coworkers come and ask me about it, and I myself live in a, well, it'll be 100 the next year, 100-year-old house, so.
And like I said, there's gonna be some costs, whether it's all on the city, all on the homeowner, split between them. How much will the state chip in for grant stuff? It's just not 100% clear yet, because this is going around across the entire nation.
Kind of under this, I talked to Dave today, would it be a problem to move our next meeting to Monday night versus Tuesday night? I'm helping with Bible school and I'm responsible on Tuesday night. I said I could maybe come, but I might have to be going back and forth. So would it matter if we did it on Monday night, the 15th?
They always used to be on Monday nights.
Yeah. So, is that okay? We switch it to Monday night? How about, okay? Okay, so that's okay. We'll do the next one on the 15th. Okay.
That's all I had for reminders. So.
Okay. So do we want an executive session? Yes. So I make a motion to go into executive session pursuant to 125(2) is personnel 1.
I'll second.
Okay, we are all in favor?
Aye.
We are in executive session at 6:53.
When is the next meeting? Again, I didn't catch it.
Executive session at 7:04. Since there's nothing else on the agenda, is there a motion to adjourn?
Well, I'm having a lot of fun, but I guess I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, Julia made a motion, is there a second?
No, seconded.
Okay. All in favor?
I suppose
We are adjourned at 7:05.